The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. I cannot believe we are just about halfway through the month of July. It's Thursday, July 13th, and we are going to Arkansas today. I got an Arkansas traveler, but he's sitting still, and he's a redneck, and you can see, I think that's his natural color, and we're going to talk to him. He's a very fascinating individual. He does a lot of podcasting, sometimes often as a participant, but we'll find all out about that in a few seconds. Before we do that, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Uplifted Nutrition in Taunton. We got Fournette Associates, attorneys at law in Brockton. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton, always in search of new service writers and techs. And even if you don't know how to do it, send someone by that does. We got Lynch's Towing, Auto Cycle, and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects, always in search of new scrap metal wheels, anything my pal Lynchy there in Brockton can handle. He does it all. We got the Fadeologist 101 Barbershop in Brockton. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got Auto Town, Auto Glass, and Auto Body in Abington. We got Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We got 111 Tattoo Collective in Brockton. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We got Eastern Fitness in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. And we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. And now this is Mr. Kevin N. Kerley, the King. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's talk about what did you get to be the king of, and how did you get to be it?
Well, I just told my Google Assistant that I was Kevin the King, and it just says it for me every time I talk to it. It's like,
Okay. Okay. The king of what, though? I mean, are you like in the business or how?
I've been in a lot of business. I listen to a bunch of podcasts.
Okay.
Connoisseur podcasts, pretty much.
I understand. I know. And but now you told me you don't actually have one of your own, right? Or do you?
Not yet. Not yet. I do have a website.
Okay.
Eventually I'm going to have a podcast.
I understand.
Got so much going on.
I understand. Okay. So you live in what part of Arkansas are you in? Are you from where? Are you Clinton country there where you're at?
Yeah, kind of. I'm Northeast Arkansas, right on the border with Missouri, Southeast Missouri.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, you got the twang all right. It's like you're almost like in the mid part of the country.
Yep.
Okay, I understand.
Draw.
All right. Well, what I do with every person I interview, regardless of whether they're with me here or on a Zoom location, is I just try to find out, break down their history and then to connect the dots, basically figure out what they were like as younger people and getting them to where they're at now, or what got them to where they're at. You don't look too old. So tell me about your child. Did you grow up there? I assume this is your lifelong location, pretty close, or much?
Pretty much. I was born about an hour north in Missouri.
Okay.
I've grown up down here my whole life. Got a A+ certification, networking for Cisco certification. I've drove truck most of my life. I'm a million mile driver.
Okay. Wow. Have you been all over the country, I assume, with that kind of driving?
Pretty much.
Have you been up to the Boston area where I am?
Yeah, I've been up around there. I got a friend, Vinny Paulino, up in Rochester. Runs a
Rochester, Mass?
Yeah. No, Rochester, New York.
All right, yeah, because we're not really. I mean, there's a Rochester, Mass, which is a town I pass through to one of my other locations where I do the show, and it's not too far from here. But it's a very small. It's got like 5,000 people. It's a very small town. But so okay. I'm just curious. Tell me about this? What did you call it, Cisco or something? What's that?
Cisco networking router. It's routers, just networking in general.
Okay.
Cisco routers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about that. What do you network? Is that like for the phone systems, the computers and whatnot?
Computers, but I never even used it. I've never really even used it.
Okay. All right. Well, All right. So are you still a truck driver now?
I gave that up about a year ago.
Okay. All
Now I
right.
own a restaurant.
You want a restaurant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's did you just open it yourself or did you buy it from someone else?
It's a family restaurant. It's been in the family for a long time. It's been shut down for a while, and we remodeled it and opened it back up.
Okay. Well, that's nice. That's nothing wrong with that. That's that. I mean, I know, does Route 66 run through your neighborhood? Get my kicks on Route 66.
Close, but not through here.
Not through there, but I assume there's a lot. I mean, I'm guessing out your way. There's a lot of kind of like that. There's like a lot of open land and not much commerce going on. Is that kind of how you're really a country guy out there, right?
Well, we got about 79,000 people in my town.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a pretty good sized town. I mean,
we have 5 rivers in my
okay.
county. So
Okay.
it's like one of the only few places in America that has 5 rivers that flow through the single county. So
Yeah, that's true. We have a few up here too in Plymouth County in Massachusetts. All right, well, tell me about what do you do with these podcasts? Are you now? First of all, did you happen to see me on WATP back?
yes, I did. That's how I
Okay.
found you.
So, because these guys were in Rochester, New York, and I'm guessing that these are the people you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and when it comes to now, you involve yourself in a lot of podcasts. You call them up and you talk about whatever's going on in your area. Is that it?
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
I dabble the Dabbleverse and just troll a bunch. And it's just, it's all good and fun.
Oh yeah. I know. I mean, you could talk for hours. I mean, the
Yes.
conversation is an art in and of itself. And as someone who has got the communications degrees in the '80s in college, this is what I'm doing now. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point, and it's wonderful. Okay, how many podcasts do you call podcasts every day, basically? And are you a regular caller to so many? Is that it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, how many would you say, and where are they? Where are they located? If you can remember, you got a list there, I guess.
Yeah. I listened to No Agenda with
Okay.
see Adam Curry and John C. Dvorak. I've been mentioned on there a few times. I've been on Nick the Rat quite a bit. He's
Okay.
a good one. Clyde Lewis, Ground Zero, if you've heard of him.
It sounds familiar. Even if I haven't heard of them, the names are very catching.
That
They're
Larry
catching,
show,
I should say.
That Larry Show, the Dick Show, Who's Right podcast. I've been on there a few times.
Yeah. Okay.
WATP, the Creep Off. That's a
Okay.
really good one. I really recommend that one.
Oh yeah, I would too. After a while, they gave me 11,000 new followers
Yes.
since that podcast, since that profile they did on me last year. All right.
Distorted View, Lorenzo Ariola. He's a good.
Oh yeah, I interviewed him, and he's in San Antonio.
Cardiff Electric.
Oh, I interviewed him too.
Potato.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
that was
good.
great. We got a lot of views for that show. We got about 1,300 and counting still.
I've got a list that goes on and on, but
so when are you going to start your own?
soon. I got a website. I'm having domain problems with it right now. It's called KevBot's Hit Show.
Okay.
And it's the website. I recommend a bunch of podcasts, just the good ones. That's why I'm here.
I understand.
I only do the good ones.
I hope you recommended mine.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay. Now are you a family guy? Do you have a wife and kids?
Yes, I have a wife, 2 sons, and a daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Why? Because I got to tell you, looking at you, you don't look. I mean, you don't look old enough to have a big family. But I guess people, I mean, you couldn't look more than your early 30s at that, if that.
I appreciate it. I'm 45.
Wow. Yeah, I guess to have to live, the careers that you've had, to drive 1,000,000 miles in a truck.
Yeah.
When you were driving the truck, did you use a CB radio at all?
I did in the mid to late 90s, and then after cell phones, they kind of fell by the wayside.
I guess they did, but they used to be big in the 70s. You weren't even born yet. Or you might have been. If you're 45, you were probably born in 78. And I remember in 1976, when I was still in high school, they were big, and I had one briefly. I tried it. I thought I was going to buy one, but I never did. But there was a song called Convoy. You may have heard that. I think J.W. McCall or something. I don't know.
I actually had a setup in my room as a child with my grandfather was into CB radios, so I had a big one, and I could reach.
I could reach everywhere. I know.
Yeah, and I actually do a little bit of ham radio.
That's the big one. I know that
Yep.
there you can reach all over the world, and you can have translations if you need them.
Yep.
I remember, yeah, back in 1970, I went to a camp down on Cape Cod, and there was, I wasn't old for some reason. I guess you had to be like I was only 10 and a half. I guess you had to be at least 13 to operate one. I don't know why.
Yep.
I guess you
have
got
to have
be
a license too.
Yeah, you got to have that's it. You got to get your license.
Yep.
Some of the kids, some of the campers got a license for that. Yeah,
Yep.
that must be fat. And that was a long time ago. I mean, now we're talking 53 years ago. So I imagine, but nowadays, I mean, everything, you can talk to people all over the world. Nobody knew back then what we'd be doing now with this Zoom stuff.
Yep.
I don't think. I mean, they used to say, I mean, we're living the science fiction dream right here doing this. I remember as a kid, I used to fantasize that someday I'd be talking to people on a TV screen and seeing their face.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Flying cars.
So tell me about what are your hobbies? I mean, do you play sports at all? You look athletic. Do you do music?
I do music. I play guitar, bass, drums, trumpet, harmonica.
Really? Okay.
I can play the kazoo.
The kazoo. I bet you're great at that. Are you in a band?
I was not anymore. All my bandmates grew up, moved away, have their own family now. But my sons, they have a band together. So.
No kidding. And are they adults or are they still in high school?
15, 12, and my daughter's 6.
Well, is she in the band too?
She dances.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having people in somebody's family on as guests. I've had young people playing music on my show before. Last year at one of my other locations, I had a guy that was like 16 and he was in an all boys band, and it was incredible. What he did was we had an interview with them, and we had some of their footage on YouTube, and they were amazing. So I mean, there's talent everywhere, and I'm guessing you probably have some of it in your house as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you tell me this, what do you mean when you say you have issues with the domains? What's that? Or what did you say it was?
Yeah, my domain. You can Google kevbotshitshow.com.
Yep.
No spaces or anything. But as at the moment where my hosting is not linking up with my domain, where you could used to like type in www.kevbotshitshow.com and stuff. It's got some issues going on there, but I'll have that fixed within the next week.
You will. All right. So you think you're going to launch your podcast this summer?
I hope so.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm glad I caught you just, hopefully give you a little inspiration, a shot in the arm to get you rolling there.
But you can still Google that and it'll get you there through the Wix website, and you'll have somebody's already hit it. So, but yeah. So
this podcast of yours, it'll be visual too, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you lined up people in the area to be on your show as guests? Or is that how you're planning to go? Or are you going to start by yourself like I did many years ago? And then eventually work your way?
Starting by myself and seeing how it goes and where it heads,
Right. Okay. So I'm guessing life out there must be pretty fun for you. You run your restaurant. You probably have like a lot of people that come to your restaurant, dance and stuff and swig beer and yodel and do all that stuff.
Our county just turned wet here in Arkansas.
Just turned wet. Oh my goodness.
Just turned wet. So
just in time, right?
Yep.
That means now you're serving alcohol at your restaurant. I guess that must be great. You're going to be making a lot of money doing that.
Oh yeah.
But I know a license for that costs money too.
Yep.
But it'll be worth it.
It will be worth it.
Yeah. So are you really, is that really your color, the red?
I think the camera might be.
It still works. It's interesting. You know how in life everything happens for a reason, and sometimes two events that are seemingly arbitrary connect, and it makes it more, and it enriches the situation even more.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My grandmother was Indian also, so I get the red complexion from kind of.
Yeah. He's a Native American.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So
not this red.
No, I know. Well, that's okay. That's still, it's well, you said yourself you were a redneck.
Yeah, I'm a redneck. Yep.
Okay. So again, that king title. I mean, is that what people call you all over town that know you?
A few of them do.
Just a few of them. Okay. Yeah, I guess you have a few close friends, and they're down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a fan of? Do you like sports at all down there? I assume that I know that it's kind of barren for pro sports, but college sports is big in Arkansas.
We like college. Yeah, Razorbacks.
Razorbacks,
Woo
exactly.
Big Suey.
There you go. Did you go to, are you college educated too?
Community college. Yep.
Oh, and where was that?
Black River Technical College.
And that's in your area, right? In Arkansas?
Yes, sir.
What did you major in there?
Cisco networking. Computer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know you could actually have a major for networking. That's incredible. So you basically, that was your plan all along, to just get out there. So what are you doing now in Cisco networking? Are you still at it?
No, I don't. I never even used it.
Never even used it.
Never even used it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to use your feelers and decide what works for you and what doesn't. I understand how that is.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Now you seem like you have sort of a comical tendency. Have you ever done like stand-up comedy or acting or anything like that?
Yeah, I dabble in comedy, stand-up comedy. Actually, my step cousin Vinny Paulino got me into it. He loves where you like walk up and just like people give it a go.
Yep.
So
Okay.
when I was up there at Rochester, he got me to give it a try.
Okay. Was that
And he loved me. He thought I was just the best. So now you can actually, if you ever get down here, I've got a few comedy clubs I do go to in Little Rock and in Memphis, and you can catch me down here sometimes.
Cool? Yeah. If I ever go down there, I definitely will.
It's see, I got in Little Rock, it's the Looney Bin.
I love the name.
The Junt Comedy Theater. And the
Okay.
Nut House. And in Memphis, you can catch me at Chuckles. And sometimes I can get to the Comedy Junt there. So.
I guess you're not too far from the Tennessee line either, right?
No, I'm about an hour and a half from Memphis and an hour and a half from Little Rock.
Okay. So okay, yeah, that area is considered the Bible Belt, though, isn't it?
It sure is. There's a church on every corner, just about.
Okay. Okay. That's good. I mean, I guess you all feel that. I guess you feel your faith carries you through a lot of stuff.
It does.
You seem like you're very happy-go-lucky. Like everything, like things in your life must be going pretty well.
I can't complain.
That's good.
Wouldn't help if I did.
Right. I know that's because it's always refreshing to find someone that. I mean, sometimes it's interesting to interview someone that's got, that has a soap opera life, but it's always good to interview someone that doesn't, because that proves that, that not everybody has to, and that's you're an inspiration. Have you ever done anything in church? I mean, have you ever done any like preaching in church or going, do you go to church regularly or preach or anything or?
I don't preach, but I grew up in the church, and my family goes to church. They got a church they like, and I attend with them every now and then. I mean, mostly, but I've got a busy life, so sometimes it just don't work out for me on Sundays. So.
I understand. No, well, yeah. Okay. No, I can understand. Listen, churches are beautiful structures. I mean, when you walk, most churches are, they're very nice, aesthetically pleasing, architectural foundations, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think
ours isn't like that, really. Ours is kind of like a metal building on the side of a country road.
Okay. Almost like a prison, right?
You can wear flip-flops. Anything else, we're not like Catholic or like, it's more not religion. It's more about Jesus Christ and his teachings and everything.
Yeah, I understand. Well, right, but I mean, it's supposed to be comforting, right?
Right.
Now, you know who Joel Osteen is? He's quite a.
Oh yeah, nothing like that.
Oh, nothing like that. Okay, that's
nothing like that.
I would think that if you were a preacher, that's the way you'd be, because
oh man, I would love that.
Yeah. maybe you ought to go enter the ministry, take a test or whatever it is that they.
Yeah. I might need to, man.
Yeah, I'm always trying to give.
Speaking of it, right now, look.
Yeah, what you got there? You got
on every corner.
What's that?
Bible.
The Bible. See, there you go.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Did I not? Do I have like the vision of the deity with me all the time? Who
I guess.
Yeah. There's nothing. I got a Bible too. It was my father's book for college, but I have it and I've read it. It's kind of a tough read because the writing is so small.
Yeah.
But some of the passages are comforting. But you really kind of got to weed your way through the uncomfortable ones to get to the comfortable ones, I found. Yeah, I saw something in Genesis that I liked. I can't quote it exactly because it was a few years ago, and off the top of my head, I can't really think of it. But it was comforting, and there's nothing. Listen, anything that gets you through your life is great as long as you're not causing problems or hurting other people. I agree. Do you ever write anything?
His own.
What's that?
To each his own.
To each his own. Have you ever tried writing anything? You ever done any journalism or, blogged or written anything, anything that's, poetry, fiction, anything like that?
Well, my website's kind of like a blog right now.
Yep.
With like just podcasts and stuff. The list of podcasts I like and stuff like that. And that's about the extent I did.
Okay. Now you actually were in Rochester with those guys, right? With Kyle and.
Oh, yeah. I've been
Okay.
up there, man. They're great.
Yeah, and you were there I guess that event they had back on February 3rd, because I remember when they profiled me, they were hyping that. Is that when you were there?
No, I was there before that. Vinny's my step cousin, so.
Oh, he's your step cousin. How is he your step cousin?
That's just what we say.
It's just what you say. All right, well, that's cool.
Carl's all right too. Carl Hamburglar.
Yeah, is he a step? Is he like your godfather?
He's my other step cousin.
Wow. Okay, maybe I could be a step cousin.
You can be. You want to be my step cousin?
Sure, why not? Hey, do you know who Sarah Silverman is, the comedian?
Oh, I know it. I know she's your real cousin.
She's my real cousin. I know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Boy, it would be kind of fun to open for her some night.
Hey.
Speaking of social media, I hear she's suing some social media, I don't know, apps of foundations or whatever. I don't know, but apparently, according to what I heard, it was on a radio station. There's they copyright infringed on her in some way. I'm not sure exactly how, but it's kind of cool gossip when you hear stuff like that, and just think to yourself, at least I'm not the one she's suing. And I always say on Facebook, it's because I posted this yesterday. I said I only use my own material. That way I can't be sued. Unless it coincides.
Carl needs to figure that out, huh?
Right. But it was. I mean, it's interesting when that stuff happens. Okay. So what is your now that you run this restaurant? Do you have a big staff? Is it it's your own family that runs it, right?
It's all family, and
okay.
Since the kids are out of school, it's just been me, my mother and father, my wife, and my kids have been helping out. That's all we have for so far. But I got a question for you.
Sure.
I need a good tofu recipe, man.
Oh, well,
I've never been able to cook tofu worth crap.
Well, it's easy. There's this. I don't know if they sell it down your way, but I have this delicious new chickpea tofu that I buy at our local supermarket, and it's incredible. And and I had some today. All you do is you take a knife, you slice it a little. It's thick. You want to get any tofu recipe you want the thick stuff. There's a lot of good taste in tofus, but I prefer the low fat stuff because I like to keep, I got to keep this great body intact, looking the way it does at 64 years of age. So I always buy it to make sure that the stuff doesn't have any more than 2.5 milligrams of fat in it. 2.5 is the limit for me. So then I just take the knife, open the box, open the bag up or the package, and I just I slice it out, pop it on the grill, turn it over, and just pop it in the gullet. That's what I do. I eat all my meals standing up. I know that's crazy, but I'm in my kitchen every day. I live alone. Nobody bosses me around. If I had a wife, that would be wonderful. Then I could eat with her. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I like to think that my future looks brighter than my present in the love department, because in every other department, it's going great. In the love department, not so much. So I'm hoping at some point that somebody sees one of my shows, or I have some female guests scheduled in the next upcoming weeks, and hopefully one of them says, "Hey, there's more to this than just being on your show."
You got it going on, Harrison.
I know I got it going on. I just need to get one. I just need to find someone who knows it as well. I can tell you some stories about being mistreated, and I do this all the time. I'm always talking about how girls treat me like crap, and they have me come out to visit them, and then they tell me they're coming to visit me, and then they don't do it. Give me some BS story about how it's too hot. That happened last summer. I went out to Worcester, Massachusetts. I don't know if you've ever been to. I mean, you have been to the Boston area, right?
Yes, sir.
Because you talked about the rivers you got out there. So if you were ever in our area, in neck of Massachusetts, there's actually there's a pond in the three towns of Halifax, Carver, and Plimpton, Mass. And it's called Montponset Pond, and it borders Route 36 and it borders Route 58. And and people go out boating every day. And we had a really nice winter this past year. It's been very mild. And I know I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but I'm just saying if why did I bring that up? Oh, because yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you ever wanted to come out here, that's where you'd want to, take, maybe vacation. But all I'm saying is I sort of untangled. I
I see where you're
disconnected
going.
my
I know.
topics a little bit. Okay. I know that's crazy, but I hope you
No, man, it's beautiful up there. I
It
mean,
is.
nature just down here in Arkansas.
I
I
gotta
mean,
come down there.
it's
You're
beautiful. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I love nature. I see that you go for runs and everything else. I've on your Facebook and everything else. And
Oh, I do. Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah,
like look at the scenery behind me. This is northeastern Mass.
that's beautiful.
We're not
That's
really
beautiful.
outside, but it's a green screen.
Yep.
Okay. Well, on that note, I hope we're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
Uh-oh.
I hope you enjoyed it because I felt like I got a little disjointed just now going from one subject to another, but sometimes that happens. And when you let the conversation just spill in any old direction, it always works for me. It seems to. It has for the past 13 years. And
You're doing great.
stayed with me nevertheless.
Also, I
Yep.
sell coffee. If y'all want to go to ArizonaBayCoffee.com,
Okay.
it's great coffee. Great
Okay.
coffee.
Can you buy it online or do you get to go to Arizona to buy it?
It's all online.
Okay.
Free
Well, listen,
shipping in the United States.
Yep. Sweet. I don't drink coffee, but I'll pass the word along to other people that do drink it. I know plenty that do. All right. Well, if you had fun, what I'd like you to do is look at your camera there, give shouts out to a few people that'll see the show, and then we'll wrap it up the way we began it with my snapping.
All right. Here's my shout outs. Adam Curry, John C. Dvorak, Carl Hamburglar,
Yeah, Kyle.
Cardiff Electric, Larry Bladner, Lorenzo Areola, Nick the Rat, Vinny Paulino, Stut Joe and his kids, Doug and Anthony from Who's Right, the Who's Right podcast, Clyde Lewis, Dick Masterson, and Vito Giswaldi, Patrick Michael. Can't forget Patrick Michael, man. Tony Michaels, Drive In, Drive Out, Drive Through. Tom from MySpace and Tom Meyer. Timothy Henson, Drew, Mark, Brandon, and Trudy and the Hawk. And last but not least, Croge.
Cool.
Soon.
Well, if any of those people want to do my show, send them my way. You got my digits now. Just have them contact me. I hope that they watch the show and want to do it. If they don't, I wouldn't blame them. But
oh man, they're going to. I guarantee you.
You like? Okay, so you had fun with me, right?
It was great, man.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, you made it easy. All right. So there's that. Do you have anything coming up on the horizon that you want to mention real quick before we sign it off? If not, that's fine. But I always ask everybody at the end of the show.
I believe that's it. The Magic Bag in Detroit, WATP's got a live show coming up there. So I plug that.
Okay. Yep. Well, Kevin, you did a great job with me. I'm going to ask you one favor. When we wrap the show up, will you stick around and let my tech guy take a couple of pics for Facebook and I'll tag you in it?
No problem. Sounds
all right.
good.
Great job. Okay. All right, folks, we're signing off. Hope you enjoyed another great episode of Topic Time. Way more to come. See you later. Bye-bye. Over and out. Roger that.
Roger.